Can you move yourself forward? Look
Oh,
at
really?
yourself.
I need to move myself forward.
Why are you even watching the damn browser thing?
Yeah, but this is going to
This
be
ain't gonna be
audio.
audio, boy. I'm gonna use this.
No,
Hell
hell
yeah, I
no,
am.
you not. I got a fucking cold on my lip and
I'm gonna,
shit. Fuck that.
I'm gonna use
Hell
whatever
no.
it's worth for social media, because we need
No,
that social content.
no, fuck that. You better do some AI art of our fucking selves.
Damn, why you
Shit,
gotta
fuck
be
that.
like that?
Nah,
Why?
nah,
Why?
son.
Tell me why.
Because fuck that
I
shit.
gotta be a bitch.
So, where do we start?
You just ignore me.
Yep.
Welcome to Collab Gem Uncut.
the un the uncut
Yeah,
gem.
the stupid shit we decide to do.
I like
I
that.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
What? That's fire, bro. Uncut gem. That's fire.
isn't that the name of Adam Sandler's movie? Wasn't it Uncut Gems?
Hell if I know. I don't even watch his movies.
Yeah, but it was like a big deal. I actually watched it, but it was a big deal at the time. Because, like, I think it was one of his first.
Oh, was that the joint where he was like a jeweler or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
Are you talking about? Okay.
It was a
Okay,
big
yeah, I
deal
know
at
what
the
you're talking
time
about.
because I think it was like one of his first dramas or something like that. He played a really good role,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. That was actually a good movie.
Yeah, it was a pretty dope movie.
Yeah, that joint was fire.
We're like 10 seconds,
But hey,
seconds in and we
now we
already
the
like off
uncut
the track.
gems. Well, that's us.
Yeah. So
Enjoy, everybody.
the point of this
This is what this is.
for everyone who hasn't been following along, we have a podcast. We used to have a podcast. We still have it. It's just on a super long, stupid ass
Yeah.
hiatus. And so while we figure shit out with that podcast, because we do have plans to pick it back up, we have plans. I'm not gonna say more than that shit. Where we decided to drop these sort of like uncut, raw podcast type of things, I guess. I guess this is also a podcast, but it would be like a more nonchalant, like random ass topics and stuff. So the Collab Jam podcast is essentially educational. We tackle stuff related to music production, artists, rappers, singers, etc., marketing. So anything that you need to learn within music and the creative realm, that's what the podcast focuses on. And we've had guests in the past, like Thanks Avala and Mike Trampy. We plan on having more people on the podcast. But since we've been on a hiatus and we still miss doing this, we're going to try to do these more nonchalant conversations that might be shorter, might be longer. I don't know. We're just testing it out. So yeah, this is
You're
what it
figuring it
is.
out.
Collab Uncut
So
Jam,
enjoy the
whatever it
ride.
is you want to call it. I don't know.
Definitely uncut gem. That's fire, bro. I'm telling you.
This episode is gonna have video
Fuego.
because
I'm a
fuck the
genius.
rel.
Hell no.
Fuck
If
the
it
rel.
does, I'm deleting all our accounts.
You ain't got access to shit.
I'm burning everything down.
I'm changing the passwords right after this.
How you know?
Gonna play it safe.
Oh, you're so evil. You're so
Boy,
evil.
you gotta watch yourself because this is gonna be uncut. I'm not gonna edit squat. You don't want to be canceled before time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to watch my words a little bit. But
so yeah, that's what this is. We'll see how it goes. Y'all let us know if you dig this or not. I don't know what I'm gonna do in terms of visuals, what we're gonna do in terms of edit, but the idea is just keep it as simple as possible. Just like record, upload,
simple and raw.
We're not even gonna do Spotify on this and shit. It's just YouTube.
Straight to YouTube. Straight to DVD.
We gonna burn DVDs. Gonna go on California Boulevard and just try to sell this shit.
It's gonna be on VHS.
When you take it too far with lo-fi. Shit.
Yeah, we taking it way back, son.
Nah, but yeah, so yeah. This already stupid as hell.
Where we started that. What you want to talk
I figured
about?
that since we're utilizing this platform sort of to be stupid, we might as well give people an update on what's been going on. So obviously, like, all right, you cool if I do that? You want to do that yourself? You want to skip that shit? All right.
Well, go ahead.
So, Darrell Banks been my bitch for 8 years, right? Nah, I'm just playing. So, Darrell Banks and the Plan Beats have been a duo in a lot of projects for the past 8 years. And like in 2021 or 2020, I forget when it was, but like 2 or 3 years ago, we decided to launch the podcast, right, under the name Collab Gem. So it was just another project that we had in hands, which is now in hiatus, yada, yada, yada. And so for the past few months, even though the podcast is still kind of settling down and we're trying to figure out how to move forward with it, we've been decided on settling more as a duo rather than just individual producers who sometimes work together. So considering we have had albums together, beats together, productions for artists, sound packs, we've had such a plethora of work together that we just decided to pick up Collab Gem and turning it into some type of label. And so moving forward, or this has been going on for at least 6 months now, something or something of the sort. Collab Jam isn't just a podcast; it's essentially the label behind Darrell Banks and the Plan Beats. So, if you go to collabjam.com, for example, you'll find all of the work that we have together. We've been focusing on sound packs lately. We've been growing our catalog. We're present on a few platforms, BPM Create, R Loops, Slooply, Producer Sources, and there's a few more, and we're still expanding more. But that's essentially what we've been focusing on, and we will pick up on the podcast. But that's more or less what Collab Gem, or where Collab Gem stands right now. It came from a podcast, but it became everything that we do together as a duo. So yeah, I think that would be the best update that I could give, that we could give, regarding the brand itself.
Yeah, amazing update. Awesome.
Thanks.
Round of applause.
Yeah, I've been taking classes on speech.
You're a great speaker.
Shit.
Yeah, I can tell. You should do a TED Talk.
Yeah, how to be a producer and not make beats for 6 months. Cool.
Hey, that'd be great.
Yeah,
a lot of
the
people
plan
tune
no
in,
beats.
I'm sure.
So I think that's the update on us as a brand. I don't know. Any updates you want to give the people? All right, Beth, let's close it up then. 10 minutes. That was cool. I think 10 minutes is, yeah.
It's over already.
Makes it easy for the listeners.
Yeah, this is going to be short form content.
Yeah, that's more or less the idea. It's not supposed to be an hour long. Although it might be because we're stupid enough to go an hour.
Yeah, exactly. And if you want to listen to it, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. There might be something wrong with you, but who are we to judge? There's definitely something wrong with us.
Well, yeah, ain't no question about
exactly.
that. We have mental issues, if you don't know.
Yeah. But shoot, what's been up with you?
So now that is out the way.
Oh, now that that's out the way, what was your segue gonna be?
Yeah. Something completely that has nothing to do with me.
All right,
Because
bet.
I've been doing the same thing for the last like billion years.
All
My
right.
update: sample packs beats. Sample packs beats. I'm simple.
Hey,
That's
that's
it.
more than I have. I ain't making beats at all.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just making beats for you.
Hey, works for me. I need an upload for this week, by the way, if you
Heck
want to
yeah.
work on a collab.
All right, I got you, fam.
Bet.
I got you. I'm gonna just
What
use one
was
of your construction kits.
I ain't gonna you
And
probably
send it
already
to you.
used all of them at this point.
Right.
What were you gonna
Pretty
say?
much. No, I was just gonna segue into just a music related topic. Andre 3000,
Oh, we going there
since
now.
that's like the hot topic right now. Yeah, I was
Yep.
trying to get straight to it.
Yeah, but I was in the way with the updates and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Even you're talking
It is
your
what it is.
long-winded speeches.
All right, so what do you have to
Have you
say
listened
about
to it yet?
I have listened to part of it. I started listening to the album while I was working a couple of days ago. Then I zoned out completely, and then I tried to pick it back up, and I listened like halfway through. Not because I wasn't liking it or anything, but it is a long album. Even though it's only 6 or 7 tracks, something like that. Each track is
Mhm.
like 10 minutes long, 20 minutes long. I don't know. The tracks are
I have no
long. I
idea.
realize that
I know it is. I know that. Yeah,
because I think the whole album.
and the
I
names are
think the
long.
album, even though it's like only 6 tracks, it has like an hour or so, which is dope. I think that's dope.
Yeah.
Like I feel like albums nowadays, they might be making a comeback, but there was a long period where they were like 30 minutes long. It was barely an album. I feel like they're making a comeback with longer
Mhm.
format albums, and I dig that because I like to immerse myself into an experience and then get lost in it. Whereas 30 minutes is like, oh shit, it's already done. Could barely feel anything.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've been from what I've heard so far, it's really dope. It's definitely one of those albums where you want to have in the back, chill out to, uh, and just
Mhm.
zone out. Because even while I was working and listening to it, it was nice. It was giving me a nice mindset or peace of mind, so to say, because it's very chill.
Mm.
So it's
Yeah.
very interesting to hear Andre go to this route, considering all the work that he did with Big Boy on Outkast, and they always had this really cool dynamic between the two. They always had amazing like spoken word and rap songs and all that. So to see him do this complete 180, it's really cool to see. What are your thoughts on it?
You think it's 180? I don't think it's 180. I feel like people it's like they put Andre in a box and he's never been in a box to begin with. Like he's been out the box a long time ago. He made Hey Ya. Like that is not a rap
True,
song by
true.
any stretch of the imagination. Like that is
All
completely
right,
out the box. So him doing this flute thing is
all right.
not like I don't
I
I can
explain
see it.
myself wrong. Like I agree with
I've
you.
been
Like Andre has definitely always been outside of the box. So in that sense, this was 100% on brand. I meant like from rap and the music that he and Big Boy always made
no, I get it. I
to
get it.
like soundscapes essentially. It went from music that you
Yeah, yeah.
connect
I
with
mean,
on like a story level because he was always very good at like uh storytelling simply in general. And so
yeah,
to
yeah.
go from
Yeah.
that, where he's always painting a scene and all that to go to a soundscape. To me, that's 180 in terms of
Now he's painting a
yeah,
scene with a flute.
essentially. Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but
Without
it's really
words.
cool because I remember like this was
Genius.
what like 3 or 4 years ago. He started like coming out on Instagram. There were like videos of him playing the flute randomly on the streets,
Yeah.
and to see it
Uh-huh.
like
Uh-huh.
come full circle, and he just decides to drop an album.
Yeah. Shoot, I got it on right now. I'm listening to it.
Damn,
No cap.
you need a soundtrack to listen to me. That's amazing. No shit, boy. I appreciate that.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, this joint is it's not my cup of tea per se. It's not something I would put on like, like let me bump that Flute album. But but it
Yeah,
is dope though. I think it's super dope. And it's dope to see an artist step out and do something that other like from being labeled
yeah.
as a rapper and hip hop and people put you in this box to be like, you know what? I'm doing Flute album,
But
bro.
that's
Like I would love to see more people. I would love to see more people kind of step out their
but that
box. Hopefully, this is like a
but that's also
catalyst.
something that I've been noticing is that a lot of people are supporting that new style. So like, whereas a lot of artists might divert completely in their musical style, and the fans, or even
Mm-hmm.
not fans, but like people who are into music, um, like just knowing music in general, they might not be as receptive to the sudden change in their
Oh
delivery.
yeah,
And it's from what I've seen so far, it's been getting a lot of love. Um,
bro. I've been seeing a lot of people shitting on him though,
really,
like bad.
I could imagine
Yeah,
that,
like
but
people
I
are like,
myself
"Oh
haven't
man,
seen
this is
squat.
nasty work." This is like, bro, like they just going in on him something serious. They're like, "No, you can keep that. I want if you ain't rapping on nah." And it's like they just write it off. I can guarantee you they have not even sat down and really listened to it like that. Like you cannot listen to this and be like, this is garbage. Like people are calling it garbage and trash. Bruh, no. No, it's not. Is it the best, most amazing masterpiece? Hell no. But it's still a good piece of work.
But why do you think people are hating on it? Is it because they expected that Andre verse? Or is it because they're not receptive to new genres?
Hell yeah. Holy. It's
Because
probably
see,
it's probably a bit of both. It's probably a bit of both.
because
But I
because
think
there were
think it's more so just the fact that everybody has been waiting for Andre to rap.
yeah. But see, that's also something that I saw, which is he gave an interview where he essentially said like um I don't want to paraphrase because I'm not 100% certain, so I don't want to be scrutinized because of it. But essentially, what he meant was like he's in his 40s or 50s, and he just said like there comes a point where I don't have anything to rap about. Like I'm not gonna rap about getting a
Right.
colonoscopy, you know. So I'm out of
I think that
topics
would
in
be
that
hard.
sense, and like I I heard that and it made complete sense because it's tough for you to be a musician, especially
I
when you're a
mean,
rapper, and rappers are always very topical, right? You have storytellers, you have like it really depends on the style of the rapper, but unless you're unless you're just like creating fictional stuff, it becomes tough to rap about your own experiences, right? And I'm not a rapper, so I can really speak as one, but I feel like if you're a rapper who expresses your own experience through music, it's not that you stop having experiences, but maybe you just don't want to express them the same way once you get older. Because there are a lot of bands and musicians that as they get older, their music tends to slow down a bit. Like one of those cases used to be Johnny Cash, where he had a lot of big musics and a lot of big music and moving music, and it started to like chill down throughout the years. And there's a lot of artists like that because life just seems to slow down. You get new perspective, and when we're young, like we are, like we just want that fast paced movement.
Yeah.
So I do get where he grows.
I get it, but I call bullshit on Andre. I love Andre to death. He's in my top 5 personal favorite rappers, and well, not even rappers, artists of all time. But I feel like he's full of shit. He gets in his own way, and I think some of that is because of the expectation that's put upon him. He thinks he has to, like, if he does rap, he has to make the most masterful masterpiece verse ever because people put him in such a high regard.
You think he's
But bruh, he was talking about he said the colonoscopy shit, and he was like, he trying to make fun of it. But that, bruh, why not rap about that? What is stopping you from rapping about doing clothes at a laundromat or going through those things? There's people that are going to listen
I'm
to
not
that.
saying that
He's got
I'm
plenty
not
of
saying
things to
that the
rap about.
topics aren't rappable. I'm just saying that maybe considering his style, considering his lyricism and all that, maybe he just doesn't find those types of topics interesting enough to rap about. And I think that's valid. It's like, oh yeah, everyone goes to the laundromat, everyone goes to doctor appointments, everyone has to deal with kids and grandkids and all that. But does that mean that because his whole audience or half his audience might connect with it, does he himself connect with it enough to rap about it? Like, that's the thing.
Oh, I get what you're saying, but I call bullshit. How you on a Killer Mike album rapping, but you say you don't have nothing to rap about? You on everybody's features, but you ain't got nothing to
Uh,
rap about. You could rap for them. You could come up with something for them, but you
It's
can't come up.
different. It's different
Come
to
on,
drop a
bruh.
verse on a topic that a
Hell
dude
no, it's not
gives you.
different. Hell no.
It's different to drop a verse than drop an album.
Okay, hey Andre, I got a concept for you. Colonoscopy. Go ahead and rap a verse about that. Do it. Somebody give you a topic, you can rap about it. There you go. You already got
I
your
don't
topic. Come on, man.
I don't think that
I call cap. I
you're the
call cap.
weirdest hater I've ever seen. I don't know. I'm not
Why am
saying
I a
no, I'm
hater?
kidding.
How am I hating?
But I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you when you say that he like, because it seems like you're saying, and I could be interpreting wrong, that he guides him,
Mhm.
not he guides himself, but like he gets himself too much in his own head because of what people might think of him. I don't
Yeah,
think so. Because
totally.
again, Outcast, hey, yeah,
Mhm.
like that shit was not a rap song. If he was way too attentive to what people would think, most of their songs would have been a lot more style, in my opinion. And not just the music, like the way they present themselves, like they're very much themselves. And I'm speaking of Andre, and I end up putting Big Boy in the same category because as a duo,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is what it is.
Right.
But like they were always very expressive of themselves. They never once gave me, and I probably don't follow them as much as you do, but they never once gave me the impression of like falling to the masses or anything. I'm sure that there might have been a
And
time, but
you're absolutely right. But that was when they were becoming successful. Like that's where the bar went because before it's like when you don't have an audience, you feel free to express yourself in any way. Just like me and beats. Like I used to do all types of beats, but now that I have an audience that expects certain things, then I cater to that. So that's where I think it got into his head. Once he became a certain level, people put him way up here, and now he's getting in his own head thinking that, oh, if I'm not meeting this,
then
nah.
how is catering to the masses dropping a flute out?
But that's different. It's not.
It's a kind of argument of what you're saying. That's what I mean, though. He caters to the masses, but then he drops
I
a
see what
Flute
you're saying.
album that the masses weren't expecting, or in a lot of cases didn't even want. Like, you're contradicting that shit.
Okay, but he'll drop a Flute album, but not rap though.
Yeah, because he doesn't feel like it. So what? I dropped a lot of, a lot might be way too much. I dropped a few trap beats. They always did pretty well. I don't want to do trap beats in general. Am I catering to the small masses? Because it is what it is. When you're an artist, when you're a creative, you want to do what you think is right for yourself or your mindset for whatever phase in life you are. And this dude wants to do Flute albums. I respect the shit out of that. Because now,
Yeah, I mean, I totally respect that. I still am calling cap on him saying that he ain't got nothing to rap about though. I will die on that hill. He a damn lie.
well,
He a
I'm
damn
sure
lie.
that he has shit to rap about. Even if not in a like real life sphere. Andre's a really good storyteller, so I'm sure that he could come up with fictional stuff to rap about. But I mean, he doesn't want to. And you still got verses on Killer Mike and such, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but you know what? And I'm totally fine with him not wanting to rap. But just say that. Don't come up with excuses and be like, "Oh, I'm too old. People don't want to hear me no more. It's a young man's sport." He's coming up with all this extra shit. Just say you don't want to rap. I'd be more happy with that. Just be direct. I do not want to rap anymore.
Well, he wants enough to, but see, that's also a tough one. That's also a tough one though, because like let's pick up on Mos Def for example. Mos Def retired like
Mm-hmm.
10 or 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I remember to this day that was like, oh, I'm gonna stop making music and all that shit. A year or two later, he was starting to call himself or going by the name Yasin Bey. Nowadays, he's still
Mm-hmm.
rapping. He was done with rap. He didn't want to rap no more.
Yeah.
He's still rapping. So I feel like artists might get into their mind of like, okay, I'm going to change. I'm going to not do this anymore, whatever it is. But then it just calls out for them. So I don't think that Andre might right now, obviously this is just speculating because we don't know what the hell is going on in his mind, but Andre might not be in a rap
I don't
mood
know.
right
I'm a
now,
mind.
in a creating albums of himself rapping right now. But it doesn't mean he doesn't want to rap. So I don't know if it's legit for him to say, I don't want to rap no more. Because then he wouldn't hop on Killer Mike. So I think that by just saying I don't have anything to rap about right now and releasing a Flute album, he's just leaving the door open to maybe I'll come back with rap.
He's leaving the door open to mess with our emotions. That's what he's doing. You're playing with my emotions, Andre. Stop it. You're playing with me. It's like, I don't know. I might want to rap again, but I might not want to rap. I don't know. I'm old. I don't know what I right now I ain't got nothing to say. Let me grab this flute though. Doodle 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 doo.
Why
Like,
isn't
bruh.
that legit though? You just mad because you want that rap verse.
No, it is. I don't
And
I could care less. I'm happy
what
with the
the
flute
fuck is your
album.
problem?
My problem it is he ain't just being upfront about shit. Like he's coming up with all these excuses, and I just don't like the excuses. I'm fine with whatever he does. He can fucking fart on a track, and I will listen to it. Like seriously, I'm that big of a fan of him. Like I could care less. I'm not one of them people that's like, oh, I don't want to hear flutes from him. Like that's dope to me. I love it. I love it 100%. I love it. But just don't hit me with all that cap shit. That I'm old. I ain't got nothing to say. I don't want to hear that. No.
I think that's a legit point. I don't know if he's making excuses though. I haven't
That's just what it seems like to me. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not, but that's just what it comes
I
off as to
haven't
me
seen
personally.
enough interviews throughout the release of the album and the process of it to understand whether or not he's coming up with a lot of different excuses or arguments towards this new venture of his. I think he's just leaving the door open to releasing rap projects in the future, whilst not giving us the usual "I'm not gonna rap no more," and then come out with an album 2 years later. Bro, I remember I'm still crushed by Logic. Logic fucked me up good. I remember listening to the end of his which album was it? Was it the I think it was The Amazing True Story. I remember because it was his second concept album, yeah. And I remember listening to the end of it and it just finished it with, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna put on his third album or something like that," and then it just says like his last one, alluding to the next album is
Mhm.
gonna be my last album. And I was fucking crushed. I remember being in the car listening to this for the first time, and I was like, "Wait, what the fuck did this dude just say? Did this dude just admit that his next album is gonna be his last one? First of all, fuck you. You're 30. Ain't no way you're gonna retire at 30. Don't fucking give that to me.
He didn't have nothing to rap about.
Fuck you. Fuck you. That hit me so
But
hard.
he did when he had a kid.
But see, that was like he dropped the album, and the album opens up with Psych. This ain't my last album, bitch. The last of the trilogy, maybe, but I'm still
Yeah,
releasing
good
music.
old Logic.
And then I remember, like, a few years after, like 2 or 3 years after, wasn't that long ago. I think it was around the time he had his kid, or he was about to have his kid, or something like that. And he went on Twitch, and he essentially said that he was stepping away from music. And that time it felt real because, like, he was actually tearing up and shit.
Mhm.
I think it was around the time he was dropping his last Young Sinatra joint. Um, and so it felt like it was an actual goodbye of it. But then no albums
Yeah.
came along. So what the fuck? So you're playing with everyone's emotions. And that's what artists like to do. They like to fuck
Yeah, I
us up.
mean, that is definitely that is definitely playing with people's emotions, saying, "Oh, this is my last," and psycho. Yeah. But you know what's
I
interesting though? Speaking of Logic, it's it's a it's an interesting parallel to think, like, speaking of artists stepping outside of their box, because Logic is definitely known for just being a hip hop artist. As far as I never heard anything like him doing like weird funk music or anything like that, or
uh,
step out like
he
crazy
did
out the field.
he got the what's the name of it? My memory is fucking terrible. Names and shit just don't get on this. But he dropped like an album soundtrack to his book, and that was
Mhm.
away from hip hop. Like there are some nuances to it, but
Okay.
he did release something that was further from hip hop, which was cool. Like he was learning the piano, um, and learning how to actually sing and shit. And so I think that that was sort of a gateway of him releasing a book, which he always wanted to do, and trying to find like a virtue outside of hip hop. So I do think that he did try to step outside of it.
Okay. 'Cause I was
And that
going.
was also like an Instagram post where he was covering a
Uh,
song and
okay.
singing, and nobody liked that. And then it was like random as hell.
That that's where I was.
Oh,
That's where I
okay.
was going to. I don't know. Did they have anything to do with the book?
No, no, no.
I'm
That was just
curious about
that
the
was
book
just a
thing.
random cover that he decided because he was like posting shit on Twitch or doing
Oh,
shit on
okay.
Twitch and posting on it. I don't recall what it was, but he just decided to do a cover of a known song. I forget which it was, and he was actually singing, and it wasn't well received.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Yeah, he was stepping outside of his box. Like completely forgot about that. That he did that kind of like somewhat transition of stepping out the hip hop realm, doing covers, and it was bad that he got shitted on that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think the cover was amazing or
Yeah, yeah.
anything, but it's not, it wasn't like trash, trash.
I think people are just way too aggressive sometimes. Cause again, like, it felt a bit weird to hear Logic on that sort of stage, cause like, he's one of my top 5, favorite artists. Um, but, like, even though he's a really dope rapper, without a doubt, I don't think he's the best. Like, I don't think he's a singer. I think he does good melodic sometimes, but I don't think he's particularly good at singing. But when I saw that, even though it felt kind of
Mhm.
weird to hear that, I was like, okay, cool. Like, he's comfortable enough to do this shit, to try it out, to do it at least for the fun of it, and he feels comfortable with his own platform
Yeah.
and his own audience to do that shit. And then everyone just falling havoc on him. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, and that's super shitty as like us being creatives too. Like before like having an audience, you just want to have fun making
Yeah,
music, man. Like not everything
that's the
has to
point.
be such a great masterpiece all the time from
Yep.
these people. Like they can't even have fun no more. Cause everything they do is gonna be scrutinized or picked apart, and somebody's gonna be like, well, this is not doesn't sound like
Yeah.
you 10 years ago. Or it's nothing, it's just not the level of what I'm expecting from you. Like they can't even
Yeah.
have fun. Like that is
Yeah.
so shitty.
That shit actually hurt. It wasn't like, and like it wasn't even as a Logic fan. It was just like, damn, let the dude have fun. Let the dude try out something.
Yeah.
Why does the internet is just a terrible place.
If you have fun, you better not put it out. You
Nah,
better
this
not
album is
put it out.
way too fun. It's
Better
not gonna
not.
do
It's
well.
gotta stay in the hard drive. Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah. You sound way too happy with this music.
yeah.
I gotta
Especially
shit on it.
Logic, who's known for being bad vibes and shit, right? So stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. He's one of the darkest rappers ever.
Exactly. Bro, I don't know. People are just haters.
Speaking of top fives though, what's your top five personal favorite? Not of all time, your personal favorite.
I mean, I say Logic, but in all fairness, like, there's so many artists that it's really tough to say, like, a top 5. Are we talking rap specifically? Artists in general?
Let's just keep it a rap.
Keep it rap.
Because artists in general, that's all, that's way too broad.
Alright, but Imma keep it 100. My top 5 is constantly changing. I feel like it really depends on the stage of my own life.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
yeah, that's fair.
Eminem's been
That's
on
fair.
my top 5 for
But I'm saying right
in this moment.
in this moment, who would you say?
Imma still stay true to Logic. I still fuck a lot with his music. Code of the Friend is definitely on there. Um, ever since I found out about his music, like, I just connected. So Code of the Friend is 100% on there. Bro, honestly, I just been, and I talked with you about this just the other day, but I found about Lil Sims, and their girl is
Oh yeah, yeah.
fire. So
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
without a doubt, Lil Sims is definitely on my current top 5. Because again, it just sways a bit. Um, man, that's so tough. Feel like
Hey, if you
classify.
can't
No,
finish it, that's fine.
honestly, I still want to keep it. I still want to say like Atmosphere. I guess Atmosphere is more of a group, but if you want to go specifics, I would say Slug from Atmosphere. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and even though he's just as consistent as I am with music, I'ma say Hopsin. I'ma still say Hopsin.
Wow, I was not expecting him to be there.
Yep.
But that's fair. That's not a
I
bad pick.
don't include like old school dudes, even though I'm a hip hop head, like Eminem, Busta Rhymes, MOP, Kanye West. Like
What?
I love those dudes, and they will always be on my top of the all times, you know. But if we're talking of like, oh, this semester, this year, whatever it is, like I might be more geared towards whoever is most active.
Nah, that's fair. Maybe I should have been a little bit more specific about that. But I get your top five is like I get why yours is always changed. It's more about the moods and
Because
seasons
even
and shit
artists
like that.
change a lot. Like if you
I
listen
get
to Eminem from
yeah, I mean
15 years ago, it's completely different from Eminem from right now. I love
yeah,
Eminem. He's
yeah.
without a doubt one of the top MCs in the game, and always it has been. I'm not really fond of his current music. So, like, not necessarily his lyricism or anything, just like the production of it. It's more, it feels like it's leaning more towards the trap music, which I'm not as fond of. So, I love Eminem from 1995 all the way up to, I don't fucking know, 2016, 2017, whatever it was. And after that, even though I still have love for his music and all that, I'm just not as connected with it. So I feel like it's hard for me to say that Eminem currently is on my top 5 because he's on my top 10 without a doubt as an artist, but like I'm not bumping his music as much as I used to.
No, I get it. My five, I'm still trying to think about the fifth because there's so many people that I rock with. But I'm more so base it off of like if I had to pick five people that I could listen to their music forever and just their music, like with nobody else that I could go to and they would get me every time, regardless of like their present work. Their stuff might not be as good now, but their old stuff is just so good that you could
Yeah.
listen to it
Yeah.
endlessly. It's like that much. It's like timeless. That's kind of how I base mine around. Like people that I could just like, if I put them on, I'm
Gotcha.
straight.
Yeah, I
So do you
want to
want to hear
hear.
my five?
I need to tell you. Tell the folks what the fuck is going on. Go ahead.
So definitely, I'm going to put a group.
Yeah.
Outkast got to go because Andre and Big Boy, I can't separate them. Like together, they did some of the
Yeah.
most incredible work ever. Like and separate by themselves, they're amazing, but
It's
together,
a whole other story.
out the
Yeah.
park. So they gotta go on there. Busta Rhymes gotta go on there. Joe Budden, which might be an
Damn,
eyeball,
really?
but I think Joe Budden is completely underrated. Yeah,
I agree.
like
I
he's a
agree.
story. Like the way he puts a lot of emotion in his music, and people kind of clown him for that. But he was doing the emotional shit way before Drake was. Like he
True.
been on that wave. So Joe Budden got on there for me. Um, and he made one of my most favorite songs, "Who Killed Hip Hop." That shit was immaculate, immaculate. Nas has got to go in there because he went from the old Nas. Now he didn't reinvented himself and came back and still doing it.
Yeah, Nas evolved
Crazy.
well.
And the last one, yeah, he really did. He found his pocket to keep opening a new
100%.
space. And lastly, I'm gonna just say this for now. I'm gonna put Cole in there because he's more the new
Gotcha.
generation.
Bro, Cole, yeah.
And I feel like Cole has been on a tear lately. Like he really
Oh, he's
been
doing everything.
he been demolished. Like, why would you put him on a feature with you? If you're not ready to rap, he's on rap
Yeah.
time right
Cole
now.
is killing everything.
Like he's just like he did Yachty bad. Like why would you do Yachty like that? You know, Yachty tried to rap on like a classical hip hop type
Bro,
beat, and then Cole just got on there. Is like, why would you even try this, son? Let me show you the
Cole
levels.
dropped a track that I got hooked to with a Korean artist.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You talking about yep.
Damn, what was his name? Fuck. Bro, I
John Shu Young.
boy, you want to get canceled so hard. I don't even. Uh, shit. No, but it was Jay something. I think it was Jay something. I forget the name.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
but the song
it was
was
Jay
like
something. I remember it was a
J Flow. Shit, nah, that wasn't it. I forget. I fucking forget. Bro, but the song was fire. That shit was and it was so random. Like all of a sudden Cole is working with a Korean artist. And I think that he's actually part of a Korean like of a K-pop band. Um so it was even
mm,
more random. And I thought for a moment there, I thought it was like a remix or something like fan made, something of the sort, but it was like actual real. It was super dope. Um yeah, I would say that Cole, it's very hard to find the music from Cole that I don't like. And he's bringing in a lot of cool
yeah,
artists
Colbin, he's
for
so
Dreamville
consistent.
with Boss and Jid. Like
Oh, yeah.
he's grabbing all of them.
Oh, man. Jid is if we talk about, like, top 5 favorite new guys, he's number 1. Like, that dude is incredibly
Yeah,
talented.
Jid is on fire.
Like,
His last album,
he is
or I
special.
guess, yeah, his album was just fucking fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dude
Amazing.
promised and
That
delivered.
dude is crazy.
Like it was insane.
Yeah. I feel like after Cole, Kendrick, and Drake, once they're getting
Yeah,
older. Like, they all pushing towards 40s now. So, like, to me, he's the next up. Like,
that's
behind them, he's, like, the next
that's so
rising
weird
level.
though, because I grew up listening to Nas, Jay Z, like all the old school dudes that were
Mhm.
like bopping at the like I'm from '95, so I started listening to hip
Mhm.
hop at a very young age, and I started bopping to them at like I don't know 99, 2000, something of the sort. Um, I was really young, and they were on the platform, like they were the shit. So move forward 10, 15 years, comes Cole and Kendrick like establishing themselves, and Drake. They were the wave. And it's really weird
Yep.
that we're already like witnessing the pass of the torch. Like not that they're gonna move forward because they're still going hella strong. But it's really
Mhm.
interesting to see that like the passing of the torch over to Jid and the younger uh wave that's coming up now. So that's really cool. And it's
Yeah.
really weird at the same time.
We getting
Shit.
old too.
Oh, but you talking about Cole and shit. K-Dot ain't there? His last album?
I love Kendrick. I love Kendrick to death. I love him to death, but he is too advanced for me. I'm sorry.
Kendrick is on
I'm
that.
sorry. I like my stuff a little bit more. He's like a onion. He's like layered on layered on layered. Like you have his things are so thematic. You got to really listen and pay
That
attention
is
and
true.
get into
That
that
is
zone.
true.
Like Cole B, he's like, I got a message, but you can still pop and vibe to this. But Kendrick is like, nah, I'm gonna hit you with some
I
left
saw
field funk
I once saw
drums,
like a
and
breakdown of
it's like,
Kendrick's Kendrick's lyrics, and I only saw like it wasn't even one full verse. It was like maybe 4 or 8 bars. And I was already like, how the hell? Because in just 8 bars or something, there were so many like hidden messages and stuff that I mean, some of them were just like interpretations of the dude who was doing that. So it's not necessarily that like how it was. Maybe he's just creating connections, but still, there's so much intricate things going on there. They're like, how can you keep
mhm,
up? But the dude's a fucking genius when it comes to that.
yeah. He's a deep dive type artist. Like you got to deep dive in his his work to really absorb all that.
And that's also something that I've heard of, like people
Yeah.
saying, I don't know to what extent this is true or not, but they interpreted his albums as different media outlets or different sources of media. So, like, let's say album one was photography, album two was radio, album three was movies, something of the sort. I'd have to revisit this
Mhm.
to remember what it was exactly. But it was a really interesting take on it. But either way, I just love the way that he just breaks down like his music is just, it always feels out of the box.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And when he dropped that joint with Baby Keem, that was
Mhm.
3 or 4 beats in one track.
Oh
I don't.
yeah, yeah, it was crazy.
I
That
think
was crazy.
that's the track that was produced by Ninth Wonder. And I saw an interview on Ninth, and it was just saying like, "Oh, Kendrick wants your beat." Like, okay, cool. And he sent the beat and all that. It's like, oh, he also wants that beat. Like, oh, okay, I got 2 placements on the album. Actually, he wants 3 beats, but it's just 1 placement. And Ninth was like, wait, what? So he wants 3 beats, but we're just getting 1 placement? And then you hear the music, and it's like, what the fuck went on this shit? You have 3 beats in one.
Yeah, he's notorious for changing things up throughout a
It
track.
was so good
Yeah.
though, because it didn't feel like they were
Oh yeah.
clashing or anything. Like, even obviously as a producer, you hear that and you're amazed, but even without that, like, it's just crazy, the aspect of it.
For sure. Yeah, K Dot is definitely up there. It's just like for me, it's like a little bit too much to chew on at one time. Like if I put on his project, I really got to devote myself to listen to it. Like there's not because it's not all bangers, the beats not like his last project. The beats was way different. Way different. I mean, he had like a couple bangers in there, but it was more so the theme of it that you got to
Yeah,
absorb.
I get that. Shit. But it's really tough. It's
Yeah,
tough to get a
he's
top
insane.
5.
Oh yeah, because there's so many artists
And
you love, and
it's
everybody
already
has
tough
different.
to get a top 5
Uh huh.
within rap specifically. If you want to drop the range to musicians in general, you're fucked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
That's
ain't
why I
even gonna
don't have
bother
a
on
top
that.
5. I have a current top
Yeah.
5, which might be bullshit. I don't know. I know some people do the same, but I don't care if it's bullshit. I can't put like a limit on all the fucking rappers and singers that I fuck with, because there's so many that influence
Yeah,
me.
yeah, for sure.
Because then there's producers. You got
Yep.
Primo, you got Ninth Wonder. Mr. Green was one of my biggest inspirations. Um, there's just so many artists out there. How are you gonna pull it back into 5?
Yeah, a lot of times people just ask the top 5 question so it can cause controversy when it's like big people talking about it. Oh,
Gotta be
that's your top
canceled
5? Really? You didn't include him?
because I said
Yeah,
Hopsin.
yeah.
Shit, Hopsin's dope as hell.
Yeah, besides that what was that song where he was like the
Oh
happy
yeah,
ending
yeah,
or whatever? I He could have kept that shit. That
yeah.
shit, bruh. It was funny, but
Was it?
yeah, everything else Hobson did, yeah,
Yeah,
he's definitely crazy.
yeah. But I can I can't really vouch for that one. But at the same time, it's kind of funny to see
Yeah, I
like he
don't think
was just,
anybody.
fuck it, I want to do it, I'ma do it. He didn't give a damn if it would
Yeah.
give like backlash or
Nah,
anything. So
yeah,
I found
yeah,
that shit was
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
refreshing in a sense.
yeah. I liked it, but when I was like, because the thing is, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, me neither.
Even though Hopsin does, little, funny, crazy shit, but I was like, oh, Hopsin got a new song out. Let me see what we talk. And then I heard that, I was like, bruh, bruh,
It was
this is what we
really
doing.
that
what we're
was
doing
really
here.
like a fuck it type of track.
Yeah, that was
But
just he just fucking around.
see, like
I
I
get it.
think that he designed himself to be so much like himself and like this. I don't give a fuck. That people don't really
Yeah,
fall
that's true.
much on top
That's
of
true.
him enough for him to care. And if he seems
Yeah.
to be in like a lane of his own where like I can do whatever.
Pretty much.
And he's very genuine in general. So I really fuck with that. Because it's not just like an artist
Yeah, for sure.
making like posing for an audience or anything. It's just like, yo, I'm dealing with personal shit. Yo, I'm gonna do an album. Or he then like, and that's another thing that I love about him, is that he doesn't really live like he doesn't really live for this in a sense of I have to put out an album or people will forget about me. I have to stay on trend. I have to whatever. Like he makes and releases music when he feels like it. And that shit is hella refreshing.
Yeah.
Because it's as a creative, especially in the world that we live in, it's really cool to it's really easy for you to be on that like I have to be consistent and constant about my releases and all that. And he's just like, fuck it. I'm dealing with shit. I'm gonna drop an album next month. Whoops, I didn't. Well, let's make a joke about it. And he just keeps on joking about it. And like it's funny to see. And it's very like it feels like something with which you can identify yourself with. Because I sure can.
Yeah.
Because I be dropping beats left and right for 2 months, and then I'll fall on a long ass hiatus. Because that's life. And when
Yeah. Just like our podcast.
yeah, just like our podcast.
Yeah. It comes
Yeah.
full circle, baby.
And with that in mind, edit that shit.
All right, this has been
Uncut Gem that might have a couple of
We're
cuts.
pushing our.
But it's
going
for
to have
your
a
own
couple
sake,
cuts,
because it's just
but for the most part,
noise that came through.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to hear all that.
The rest of the dumb shit is gonna
But
be
yeah,
here.
this has been the this has been the first episode of Uncut Gems.
Not an
somewhat
episode.
Cut
This is
Gems.
not a podcast. I am not gonna
What?
until we release our official podcast again, season 2. Collab Gem, the collab is the gems. I refuse to call this shit a podcast.
Okay,
This
whatever this
mess
is,
of whatever.
it's been
Yeah.
fun.
Don't let us know in the comments if you want.
Yeah, this is your boy.
We don't care. This is us. Like we have video calls all the time. This is just us turning on the camera for y'all. That's all it is. This is a podcast. This is just a live conversation. That is alive.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
This
Yep,
ain't a
live
podcast.
but not live.
I refuse to call this shit a podcast. Because there's no way we can have one podcast in hiatus and working on this on this stupid ass type of podcast. Darrell is
Fair
gonna
enough.
unfriend me after this call.
But anyway, thank you for tuning in and listening to this crap. If you're listening to it, this is hella long. It's almost an hour. This is your
There
boy,
won't be
Wherelse.
timestamps.
Follow me on. I'm gonna put timestamps. There's got to be timestamps.
I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna drop this with a video.
We got at least. What? Look at the video. Look at my video.
Like I care?
It's
this
garbage.
ain't a podcast. This is a crap fest. So I'm gonna drop it with a video. I don't care.
Okay, fine, whatever. Drop it as a video.
And you can do the timestamps if you want. That's the negotiation that's going on
we gotta at least have some timestamps
I bet you do it
so
though.
people can skip through some of the bull crap.
It's
Yeah,
all
yeah, I
bull
do it
crap.
because I've been thinking about it the whole time we've been talking.
Oh, you've been thinking
Yeah,
about it?
well,
That's
fair
so
enough.
thoughtful of you.
All right. Yeah, I've been
Such a
thinking about
podcast
it.
editor.
Yeah. All right,
How
so
about you edit the
we
fuck
getting the
out of
hell
our
up off of here. It's been
No, I'm thinking this. Let's keep on. Fuck it, 2 hours if not podcast.
Nah, this nah, hell no. Ain't nobody doing all that. Ain't nobody doing all that.
Hey, do we have an intro and outro song?
Hell no. Do.
Don't do that. We're gonna get copyright claims because of that shit.
Nah, we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Hopefully.
But look, we love y'all. This is your boy Darrell Banks signing out with the Plan Beats. Check us out on Collab Gem. Get our sound packs and all that. Stay in tune with us. We'll catch you next time.
Appreciate all y'all.
Later, alligators.
Follow me at the Plan Beats. I don't drop music, even though I'm a producer. But we do drop sound packs, so do follow that shit.
Exactly.
No, but follow us at Collab Gem.
We've been working
and follow
on
us at Collab Gem because that
sure.
would definitely help us out a lot. Drop us a follow on Instagram and or YouTube if you can't do both. We really appreciate everything. And we apologize for wasting an hour of your day. But hopefully you fuck with it. We might do this again next week.
All right, y'all.
Or in a month. Or never. Is
For
this
sure.
in a podcast?
Oh
Peace.
my goodness. Peace.